Good evening. I am here to hold space for this week's Blessing Way session, where we'll be doing some energy clearing, some intention setting, some visioning, some Reiki healing, and then really setting our focus for what we want to fuel with our energy, our investment, our intention as we move through this week with a very special candle working. Today is Imbolc, and Imbolc marks the halfway point between winter solstice and spring equinox. It's a time when traditionally ewes get their first milk, and it symbolizes being in that space of nurturing within the mother's womb or the mother's cauldron when we are looking at the traditional association with the goddess Breed. And the goddess Breed is a Celtic goddess that is a goddess of creation. She's a goddess of inspiration. She helps you activate your visions, and she holds space for those visions within her cauldron. And we are going to be holding space for our visions moving through this week with our own cauldron. And one message that really came through in the weekly weather report this week for the collective was this piece about loyalty. And I was really thinking about that. And what came to mind is that to really understand loyalty, it's first so important that we're loyal to ourselves, that we're loyal to our truth, that we're loyal to our hearts, that we're loyal to our dreams. And as we inspire this trust within ourselves that our dreams, our vision, our truth is worthy of this respect, this care, this attention, this investment, then we are able to reflect that out into the world and draw others toward us that are in resonance with that particular energy signature. And so we find that we create more loyal connections in our lives because we're first loyal to ourselves. Ted agreeing with that. Every relationship that we have is a reflection of where we're at. And even when we've been in unhealthy dynamics, there still is a piece of us that's seeking healing through forming that connection. Sometimes those karmics, as people like to call them, they're really soulmates. You know, sometimes we have soulmates that arrive to help us do some very important work, like the work that we are going to do tonight. Calling in a little myrrh. Myrrh is a beautiful blessing resin. It's also clearing and purifying. This is sweet myrrh. So really bringing in that sweet essence, that sweet, nourishing, nurturing quality, the sweetness of being held in the mother's love, the sweetness of tapping into the source that we all have come from. Water, that water element. And a cauldron can hold that water, but it can also hold the fire. And with that, we bring in a bit of that temperance energy, the balancing of the masculine, the feminine, the active, the receptive. Here. going. I'm just going to be feeding this with this myrrh to help cleanse the energy around the collective and to help us align with our sense of inner stature, our sense of sovereignty. Clearing away any negativity within or without. Any energy that creates confusion. And we become confused when we lose our loyalty to ourselves, to our vision, to our intuition. It's when we start to stray outside of what we feel to be true for ourselves that we find ourselves stumbling on the path and ending up in mental, emotional states where we feel like we're stuck, like we're unable to move forward, unable to transform our reality, which is illusion. The opportunity for transformation is in our free will to choose another way. Imbolc is also known as candle moss, so fire plays a role in observing this time, this halfway point between the darkness and the light, between that which is decayed, that which has withered on the vine, and that which is going to sprout from seed into the first stirrings of growth in the spring. That time of the Empress in tarot as personified by Persephone breaking through that ground, stretching her limbs after being down in the shadows, integrating the parts of herself that she was disloyal to, the parts of herself that she abandoned, and calling those parts of her back, integrating them, empowered by them, much like we're doing right now collectively, the journey we're making from the South Node of Scorpio, looking at the root cellar, the roots of our pain, the roots of our fears, the roots of everything within us that is unlike love. And that's what this journey is all about. And that's why it's so important at this time that we move away from polarization, that we move away from that which divides, because the more that we can unify our energy, the more that we move into that space of love collectively as a whole. It's not easy work. It's fierce work. It would be so easy to love, right? It would be so easy to love if everybody agreed with you, if everybody saw things your way. But that's not the way life works. And it begins first by being loyal to ourselves, loyal to our own truth, loyal to what we feel, loyal to our paths, to our growth. And it's through that loyalty that we also are loyal to others, because we are able to show up in an empowered way. We are also able to respect their loyalty to their truth, to their view, to their perspective, to their path. I'm going to bring this down just a little bit here. I wanted to clear the energy a bit, and I wanted to clear it in a different way than I have the past 2 sessions that we had with each other. I had a very special crystal that went missing. I have not been able to find it since 2020. And I was thinking about it just the other day. I was thinking about it out of nowhere. And wouldn't you know, as soon as this crystal came into my consciousness, I actually had forgotten about it. You know, it had been so long since I had seen it that it just slipped my mind. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it came to me, this memory of this very special crystal that I was gifted. And wouldn't you know, I found it. I found it in the most curious place. And now it all makes so much sense to me. And where I found it was in this bird's nest. I had this thing with nests a few years ago. I've had a lot of instability in my life in terms of home, that place where I could lay down roots and I could feel like I belong and I feel safe and supported. And before I came out here, just outside of Detroit, I was in Northern California and I dealt with many temporary housing situations. And it was very stressful. It was very stressful despite working so hard. And then everything changed, of course, right? In 2020, everything changed for all of us. And I was actually out here um, in St. Clair Shores, Michigan, right when everything got locked down. And I'm still here. And it got me thinking a lot about home. And so I asked Spirit for a sign back at that time. I asked for Spirit to send me something very specific. I requested a bird's nest. I'd always wanted to find a bird's nest ever since I was a little girl, and I'd never found a bird's nest. And you never want to disturb a bird's nest, but sometimes people are fortunate enough to find them after they've been discarded or blown out of a tree. And I always just thought, what a special thing that was. I've always had an affinity with birds. I've always been very drawn to birds. And so I asked Spirit, because it was just such a time of feeling so much insecurity, right? None of us really knowing what was going to happen, how things were going to change. I think many of us are still in this space. It's a time of great change in the world. And in that moment, I wanted to feel held. I wanted to feel like Spirit had my back. I wanted some kind of clarity, something that would give me faith. And so I asked for Spirit to comfort me and to bring me a sign that home was secure for me, that I was being held, that I was being sheltered, and I asked specifically to be sent a bird's nest. And I was specific. I asked to receive a bird's nest that day on my walk. And I thought, there's just no way. This is such an unreasonable request. How is it possibly going to happen? But it did. And what's really wild is I actually ended up finding 7 bird's nests over the period of 7 days. And it was so wild. It really renewed my faith, and it gave me the courage to dream big and really follow my heart, because I felt like I'm being held. I'm being held by life itself. There's nothing to fear. And that's the same way we feel when we're in the womb, right? Safe, held. There's nothing to fear. It's a very transformational space, and yet we feel totally at ease, at peace there. And so this is what the cauldron is symbolizing tonight. We're creating that space where your dreams, your vision, the stuff of your heart, the stuff of your soul, the reason you keep going, the reason that you find to hope that there could be something more, that all of this is held for you in this safe space, and that you receive blessings and communication from Spirit, like breadcrumbs on your path to guide you along the way, that will lead you to the manifestation of your most heartfelt vision. Imbolc is a wonderful time for setting intentions for what you would like to see grow. And I couldn't think of anything better to focus on than what is that vision that is so close to your heart? What is that thing that if you had absolutely no limitation, nothing holding you back, you would make it happen? You would bring this thing into the world. I want you to take a moment right now and think of what that thing is. What is that seed that you would like to plant? What is the dream that you would like to see break ground come spring? Where are you needing encouragement to follow through with something you've longed to do? And what are the ways that you hold yourself back? Now, this can be anything. This can be something you want to create. It can be a goal you have. It can be a health goal. It can be some type of healing work you want to do, some type of closure you want to gain, something that you feel would be actualizing the truth of who you are. That thing that inspires you, that thing that lights you up, the thing that activates your creative center, Svadhisthana, the sacral chakra. That is your cauldron of creativity, right there in your womb space, right there in the center of you. We all share this creative center, and we can use this energy mindfully to activate our visions and bring them forward in the world. Activation has a clue there as to how we bring this into being, through acting, through taking action. So Imbolc is a wonderful time to call on that energy of Goddess Bree to help stoke our fire of inspiration, to help stoke our fire of creativity, to help stoke the fire of our will, of our determination, our ability to feed and nurture our dream, our vision with tangible action, to be brave enough, to step into that vision we have. Often a vision, an inspiration, it's something that you have to have a little courage, a little daring, a little boldness to step into. It often asks us to shed our fears, shed our inhibitions, shed the ways we sabotage ourselves, our unproductive habits, the way we hold ourselves back, the way we use scapegoats instead of taking accountability for why we aren't where we're at. And so tonight, we are going to first begin by working with that stone that I found in the nest, in one of my nests. It's like such a full circle moment, okay? Because Imbolc is about birth. And here I am, I'm doing this work with you. And we're birthing our vision that we want to see break ground in the spring. And so I want you to think right now of all the excuses you have for why you can't make this vision happen. What's getting in the way? What are the obstacles? What are the limitations? And I'm going to use this Herkimer diamond to clear your energy field and absorb this energy and transmute it. Herkimer diamonds are a specific formation that incorporates both quartz and amethyst, and they are amplifiers. They amplify energy. They also transmute energy. They spark transformation. They work with the entire chakra system. They bring clarity. They bring vision. And they magnify the energy of other stones they're used with. They magnify your intentions. And they spark creativity. And this includes creative solutions around obstacles. Very special stone. And I have it charged up with Reiki. We're just using this Herkimer diamond to absorb those energies that you feel are holding you back. Just focus on the diamond and envision all of those stories that you tell yourself, all the limitations, and in some cases, very real obstacles that you have on your path that have kept you from stepping into this heartfelt vision, this inspiration, this desire, this life calling. and be willing to dream for just a moment. Suspend logic for just a moment. What if it's really just as simple as answering the call? What if it really is as simple as saying, yes, I'm ready. I'm ready to step into this vision. I know that the way will open before me. I know that I will be guided step by step along the way, everything that is needed to actualize this inspiration, because I know this inspiration was put in my heart for a reason, and I'm going to be loyal to my heart. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, envision all that energy of everything that's holding you back from actualizing your vision flowing into this Herkimer diamond to absorb and transform. You'll notice last week we used the Mystic Topaz, and I still have the angel holding that, and we have the Herkimer diamond here now too. So it's going to amplify the energy that we brought in last week. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. And now we need to have an egg, right? We need to have an egg, something that can hatch, something that can hatch in the spring that is going to hold our vision, something that we can put in this nest where it can be held and it can be supported and it can feel safe to grow, knowing that it's protected. So now I want you to think of that vision. Get in touch with what it would feel like to actually step into that vision. Can you imagine yourself there? What would it feel like? How would it feel in your heart center? What emotions would be coursing through you? How would your life be different? See if you can really embody the activation of your vision, your greatest inspiration. Picture yourself there and connect it with all of your senses, your sense of sight, smell, taste, touch, hearing. Notice the environment you're in. Notice any thoughts that are passing through your mind. When you're ready, take a deep breath in and envision all of that feeling like a seed. Just like when you blow a dandelion seed head, flowing into this egg to be held and nurtured, to gestate until it's ready to break through in the spring. We're going to place this in its nest to be held, and I will keep this in this nest through spring equinox. And I'll feed it with Reiki, and I'll feed it with smoke, and I'll feed it with love and good intentions. And this is for you, whether you're able to make the premiere of this session or you're watching the replay. If you're here, you're part of this collective who is building this energy together. It's 33:33 on the clock. We brought that in. I want to also bring in a candle working, and this is a very special candle. It was actually made by Wilder, who was recently on the debut of the broadcast. Wilder makes these amazing candles, and no, I don't get any kind of kickback. I'm not affiliated with Wilder in any way other than thinking they are a magnificent human being. But this legacy candle that Wilder makes is incredible. And this particular candle is for really building a vision. It goes so beyond just something you hope to achieve, right? Legacy is something you're known for. It's your mark on the world. It's an imprint that you leave behind. And I already charged this up with Reiki and it's good to go. And when Wilder made this, they put a lot of care and time and attention into this. They make all of these candles by hand and by heart. And all the herbs and everything that goes into them, they harvest them locally. These candles are very special. You'll see here it says, legacy, my name is forever. And so again, it's that loyalty. It's that loyalty to your bloodline too. What do you want to leave behind? What is the mark you want to make on the world? What imprint do you want to leave? So we're going to fuel our vision and hold space to really build this energy by lighting this legacy candle. But first, I want to send a little Reiki your way just to bring in some supportive energy, some supportive life force energy that can help you feel empowered as you prepare to begin to step into your visions, as you step into that place of loyalty with yourself, with your truth, with your heart, and to take action on that, to take action in the ways it asks you to in order to be true to it. If you don't wish to receive Reiki, then you can simply step away from the screen and I will make it clear when I've completed the Reiki so you can come back in and join for the candle lighting. Any energy that has been clinging to you, draining you. Keeping you in a limited space, a space of insecurity, a space of feeling disempowered. A space of confusion, feeling of being lost. Just removing these energies, just clearing them out. Stirring the energy right at your center, clearing away any blockages like clouds. Just envision cloud parting and the sun breaking through right there at your center. And that sun is growing and expanding and getting brighter, brighter, and brighter. Maybe you even feel the warmth building at your center. This cauldron, in your womb space, this energy center, where all new things are born, all new dreams are born, all new visions move out of the place of mere thought into manifestation in material reality through your actions, through the awakening of your fire energy, the fire of transformation. It will blaze a trail for you in the spring, opening the way forward for you, clearing away all the brush, all the obstacles that have been blocking your path up till now. So you can have a free passage to funnel your vision through. Rub your hands together vigorously, generating that heat in the palm of your hands from that fuel source of your center. Now hold your hands apart from each other and see if you can feel the energy building between your hands without you even needing to touch your fingertips. You can feel this energy, this force that you created, generated by the power in your center. And if you have a candle of your own that you're going to light and help hold this energy with me, this legacy energy, this legacy we are stepping into, this energy of our birthright that will be our mark on the world, our imprint we leave behind. Our purpose, the reason we're here. Take that candle and hold it in your palms now, allowing your energy to fuel the candle in holding that intention that all of us are supported collectively in stepping into our purpose. Because the more of us that step into our purpose, the more of us get free. The more we actualize the greater vision. And that's not only being loyal to ourselves, but that's being loyal to one another. So really consider that when we choose to step into the highest expression of our souls, when we choose to step into the highest expression of our vision, of our dreams, when we make these things happen, these callings, these things that pull at our soul, that tug us to go forward, to do the thing that we're most afraid to do because we can't ignore the call. We're actually being loyal to the higher vision. And that's what it's about. That's what we're here to do. And if you don't have a candle, it's okay. You can close your eyes. You can envision a candle in your third eye. Just focus your eyesight up to that point in between your eyebrows and envision a candle flame there. You can hold space for that candle at any time, even if you don't have a candle, an actual physical candle. And if you really want to bring a physical candle into your space, you can always bring one in tomorrow. And it will still be building this energy. It will still be all of us holding this fire of transformation, this fire that breeds cauldron of transformation, where all of our creative visions are born, where all of our inspirations from spirit come forward. I light this candle on Imbolc. In the name of Goddess Bree, she who provides transformation in her cauldron, where all new visions are born, where all inspirations are awakened, where all creativity manifests. Goddess Bree, please illuminate our path forward. Awaken within us the fire of creativity. Let it burn brightly within us and forge our way forward. Let us open our hearts and our souls to our spirit's greater calling. Please cleanse us, purify us of any obstacles within or without that prevents us from receiving the activation of this vision within us from spirit, from our higher consciousness. Shine the light forward into the areas that have been cloaked in darkness, the things that we have not been able to see before, the things that are holding us back, the things that are interrupting our smooth passage from the old way to the time of the new, where we step into the reason we were born and we live from that place. Give us the courage, give us the daring. Give us the mojo we need to fuel these passions, to fuel these desires, to fuel our vision, to answer the call, and to step in to the truth of its manifestation in the coming spring. Thank you, Bree, for this illumination, for the signs that will come through the blessings that are already on their way, through the doors swinging open that make the impossible possible, and for the recognition of the creative force that runs through all of existence, being as easy to access as connecting with our center. Blessed be, so mote it be. Amen. Ashe.